How's everybody doing? My name's Mike from Roots Canine Training. Today I got Mr. Yoda with us. Now, we were setting up for another video. I was just getting ready to clean my living room, clean the carpet here. And, this is very typical with a lot of dogs I get. They see a vacuum and they automatically get freaked out by the vacuum. And the reason dogs do that is because it's a foreign thing. It makes a lot of noise. The other reason is anything that goes towards the dog face on is a challenge, and anything that is going away is prey. They want to chase it. So you have that combination happening back and forth. It's coming at him, it's going back. It's coming at him, it's going back. It's a challenge, it's prey. It's a challenge, it's prey. So, they just get a lot of confusion. Now, this is what we want from the dog when the vacuum is out and when the vacuum is going. So when I first brought the vacuum out, you don't turn it on when you're introducing a vacuum to your dog. You never turn the vacuum on. The dog's also tethered to my wall. That's for safety, and that's so I can manage the dog so he will stay in one area. If I didn't have him on that tether, he could possibly jump get right up and go anywhere in my home, attack the vacuum, or bite me. So we use a tether for safety and to manage them, to keep them in one area, to teach them things like this, that the vacuum is okay and the vacuum's not going to hurt you. And if you have a dog, you should be using a vacuum on a consistent basis, because if you have a dog, you have a lot of fur in your home, especially if you don't have a short hair type of dog. So the first way we do this, and I'm going to keep my back to the dog when I do this. The first thing we do is we just get the vacuum out. You plug it in, and then you start moving the vacuum back and forth. You don't use any noise yet. Okay, the combination can be overwhelming for dogs to hear both. Now, the other thing we do too with the dog that's not super excited, just say they're a little timid of the vacuum, we can also have them in heel and have them follow the vacuum around the home, which that works as well. With this dog, he gets so excited he starts jumping around. He wants to attack the vacuum, so we have to teach him not to do that. So the first thing is getting the vacuum to move, which this is totally different than what just happened about 30 seconds ago. One thing I've noticed with this dog, there's a few very good things about this dog, you tell him one time in a way that he can understand not to do something. Like I told him, hey man, I said no to him, and I corrected him with the leash. He also has a leash. He has a tether and a leash on. So I can grab the leash and tug it and say, hey, no, don't bark at my vacuum. But I did not turn the vacuum on yet before I put the camera on, so we may get that same reaction once the vacuum goes on. Now, I'm going to turn the vacuum on very quickly, and then we're going to turn it right off, and just to see the reaction. Good. So now I'm telling him, good, finish laying there. Good boy. Good. And so now we move it. Now we made the noise, now we move it again, because believe it or not, just making that noise and then moving it could stimulate the dog. So we have to carefully desensitize them. So now they did that, I tell him no. I go and grab his leash and say, hey, no. So I just gave him, what I just did, I just gave him a leash tug and said, hey, no, I don't want that. But, this is the reaction he gave me when I first brought the vacuum out and just moved it with no sound. So the best thing to do right now is I can wait till he lays down again, and that's the good boy. So let him know that's what I want. So again, we do everything kind of piece by piece. I'm going to move the vacuum. I'm going to turn it on. Good boy. Good boy, Yoda. So I just turned it on, moved it for a minute, turn it right back off. You don't want to push it too long. You do it small increments, and then you can increase the time. But every dog should be used to a vacuum, because again, if you have a dog in your home, you should be vacuuming all the time. Now this dog, from what I understand, has been in 4 different homes. So you know, with the owner that the owner the dog has now only had the dog for a very short amount of time and decided to get training. So you know, none of the other households must have done that, of course, if the dog is has that kind of state of mind about a vacuum. So now that he's relaxed, I can go ahead and begin again. So, good boy. He did very good. So if you see what I mean, how I only had to tell him, you know, I only had to tell him 2 times. If the second time you guys saw, the first time he was not on camera, but it only takes him not a hard correction and not that many times to give it up. He's actually going to sleep right now. So if you see what's happening here is that the dog was excited about the vacuum, and now the dog is actually going to sleep by the sound of the vacuum, which is very good. So this dog we're working on his state of mind. You know, he has bitten people in the home, so one of the big things we're working on is him not being excited. So if the dog doesn't become excited, then they don't become dominant, okay, and then they don't bite, right? And then we also, it's a trust issue too. This dog's been in many homes, and it's clear to me nobody has, you know, spoken the dog's language, if you will, you know, using body language and not words. We also know that in one of the previous homes, the dog has most definitely been hit. You know, I could see by the dog's reaction if you raise your hand when you tell him no. Like if you say no and you point at the dog, he hits the deck, which he's not scared, but what he is doing is bracing, you know, for a hit. And usually people don't, people, I've seen people strike dogs. You know, it does happen. People think this is a way to train dogs, and you never want to strike a dog. You know, this owner did not do that. I'm saying I've heard people say, and I've heard people tell me at evaluations, you know, that that's the way they punish their dog, and that is not an effective way, and in fact you will lose the trust of your dog if you strike them. So the thing to do for a dog is you want to keep him calm all the time, because then he's never going to feel like he needs to bite when he's calm. If he's excited about something, that's when the mouth becomes an option. So we want this state of mind from the dog all the time. And it may seem like a small thing, and some people even think it's funny. Oh, he doesn't like the vacuum, but that negative energy that he's giving off is the same energy that goes into a bite, if you will. If you see what I'm saying. So if he's practicing this, I want to bite that, I want to bite that thing. If he's practicing that, then when he gets excited in other areas, it's possible for that to become a normal behavior and to become an option. I'm going to bite it, just like the vacuum. You know, so when he gets uncomfortable, he bites, or he gets too excited, he bites. So the thing to do is to keep the dog as calm as possible and reinforce that. If you are teaching the dog to be calm all the time, they will be calm. If you are allowing them to be excited all the time about things like the vacuum, the doorbell, or anything else, if you allow them to practice excitement, they will be excited, and you will have a very difficult dog to deal with.